At this point, we've pretty much seen every zombie movie made, right? I mean, do we really need another one? Why do they keep coming out with them? Can they do anything different? Director Dominique Roche brings us The Night Eats the World, and it is a French zombie movie where really the basic premise is a guy at a party in Paris falls asleep in a room in a house, and when he wakes up the next day, everybody is zombies except for him, and he's all alone. Anders Danielsen Lie stars as Sam, the main character, the one who is left alive in this city filled with zombies. Now, the zombies we've kind of seen before, where like in World War Z and maybe even some other movies where they're super fast, but otherwise they just kind of sit there in their dormant state where they just kind of, whatever that is, and until they hear noise, and then they swarm, and then they're quick, and sometimes they climb on top of each other to really get up. Now, so that is not new in the zombie genre. What is kind of new in this is that it is focusing on Sam, and not just his survival, but really the story of loneliness. This guy is alone in this huge apartment building. He goes through the apartment building problem solving, so he's getting all the food that he can, any ammunition, making sure that there aren't any other zombies around in there, making sure it's all locked up and it's secure. But then you get to see just the loneliness of his existence as he goes day by day. And we don't totally get a true representation of night and day, night and day, night and day. So we don't know how long he's actually been there and how long it takes him to spiral into this utter loneliness. But at one point, he finds a zombie who is locked in an elevator. And in this type of building, it's not a solid elevator door. It's just like a chain type of thing, or like a gate. And so he can see, and the zombie can't bite him, but really it becomes his friend. And it's kind of weird because as Sam progresses through these stages of just loneliness and despair and maybe some hopelessness also, but then he has a friend that he talks with. But then he gets angry too with that because, the zombie can't talk back. There's no true interaction. There's no true human connection. So Sam is truly just all alone. The sound design in The Night Eats the World is great because Sam crafts these songs using all kinds of just stuff he's found around the house as musical instruments. And so you get to hear him build, and he makes these songs. And so it takes you out a little bit of the loneliness, but then I think also enhances it because you get to see that he doesn't get to share this with anybody, that he is just all by himself. And you see the study of despair as he spirals and he spirals, and he looks out and he tries to find people and he tries to see people, but he can't find them. While the zombie portion of the film is not new or unique, I really enjoyed Sam's performance. I loved watching him and just the world that he's created for himself and what he has to do to stay alive. And not just from the zombies, but also just mentally stay coherent and stay alive. And I loved just this dive into despair and hopelessness. And as we get to watch what he does in this. Now, it's not for everybody, and it's not this happy-go-lucky film. I think it is worth watching because of the character study of Sam and how he even interacts with that zombie who's trapped in the elevator. There's no sex or nudity. There is some profanity and some violence. Now, even though the movie is slow, I recommend that you give it a shot because it works. The acting, the story, the despair and the hopelessness, with a little bit of hope maybe sprinkled at the end, makes it just fun to watch and really overall a great film. I give The Night Eats the World 4 out of 5 couches. What's your favorite zombie type movie or post-apocalyptic movie? I'd love to know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this review, please give it a like. Also, don't forget to share and subscribe. I'm Chris. This is Movies and Munchies. Thanks for couching with me.